she's more capable than he is.
Oh yeah.
But she has no integrity. And the fact that all these lackeys go out there for her, the Jay-Z's and all these people, I'm very disappointed.
You can't put them in the same category as Giuliani and Newt Gingrich, man. You cannot do that. They're not appearing on talk shows on Sundays and that sort of thing. You can't compare them.
Fair enough. I'm not going to compare them in terms of like going out there and trying to actively support them.
Right.
But I will give them no value in the fact that they're trying to say that this is a special candidate. This is not a special candidate. This is a person with no integrity that only happens to be better than the alternative. This is not someone you want to vote for. This is someone you just accept.
Right. I agree there's an element of the truth to that. I don't agree with some of that, what you said, but I do agree there's an element of the truth to that. But the fact remains that she is what we got. But on the other hand, I just couldn't imagine Trump as president. That would be terrible. But you say these people are out there shilling for Hillary, and that's true. Some of them are. But I just can't believe that some of these people believe what they're saying. And by the way, you give credit to Paul Ryan. I don't give him credit at all. It's cowardness. You know what? Remember, I'll tell you who I compare it to. Do you remember when Clinton played word games? Bill Clinton said, "I did not have sex," and then there was like a period with that woman. He broke it into two, right?
I think he said, "I did not have relations."
Okay, I did not have relations. Period. Is like a pregnant pause. Pardon the pun. With that woman, and he was trying to be too clever for his own good. Gingrich does that all the time, by the way. Plays word games. But Paul Ryan did it. Paul Ryan did exactly the same thing. He said, "I voted for the nominee." I just find that absolutely pathetic because he couldn't bring himself to say Trump. And
no, but I don't see the equivalence there.
Yeah, saying that it's word games. That's all I'm saying. It's just word games.
No, but he's saying exactly what he meant to say.
No, he didn't. He could have said, "I voted for Trump." He chose not to use Trump's name. He said nominee. Who says that? Who says that?
He's trying to give you the... So in the English language, there's this word called nuance.
Yes, exactly.
Jonathan.
I know.
And he's giving you a touch of nuance, which is, I hate Hillary. I'm voting for the nominee, but I distaste him.
Right.
That's what he's saying. I don't think that's a non-brave statement.
It's a totally non-brave statement, Mike. Totally non-brave statement. No, it's awful.
Why?
It's awful. It's just playing games with words, right? It's just playing games with words. It's like when Newt Gingrich was on Fox and he said to the woman interviewing him, I always forget her name. She said, and he said to her, "You're infatuated with sex," because she was talking about the tape that had come out, the audio about Trump saying he fondled women. And here's a man, Newt Gingrich, by the way, who was having an affair while he was trying to indict Clinton for lying, impeach Bill Clinton for lying, and then told his wife he wanted a divorce while she was in hospital. So that to me is utter hypocrisy. And I'm not putting Paul Ryan in that Newt Gingrich realm because he's in a class by himself. But when Paul Ryan can't even bring himself to say the name of the nominee, and Ted Cruz finally said he voted for Trump, even though his wife was insulted by him, he's implied that his dad was part of the JFK assassination plot. Do these people have no shame? I just find that unbelievable. It shocks me.
I think that's a representation of how bad she is, and these statements aren't that far off. Well, I mean, it's pathetic what we have. I get what you're saying, Max. I'm like sick to my stomach thinking that anyone could argue for either one of these people.
I'm sorry, Mike. By the way, talking about shocks, I didn't mean to bring up what happened during your investigation in Australia. I apologize if that brought up bad memories. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. I apologize if that brings if your flashbacks back.
I didn't think they would use that treatment. And the weird part was when I asked for them to do it again.
That's right.
And they refused. And I said, I demand one more treatment.
Exactly. Yeah, this is actually having some effect now.
Yeah.
Yeah, my ED is over. Yeah, so, the thing about this, though, with Trump and Hillary is just be glad. I got to tell you, Mike, I'll just be glad when it's over. I mean, I'm so sick of it. I'll just be glad when it's over because the British elections, they go on for 6 weeks. That's it. And they're done. The prime minister, whoever that is at the time, can call an election, though he has up to 5 years. And if he thinks he's going to win and he's smart about it, he or she, in this case it's a she could call an election, 4 years in because she's got very high poll numbers and has a good chance of winning. So she can do that.
We may have a bad connection. I thought you said she can call an erection?
Well, those electric shocks, Mike, are still obviously in your mind. Yeah, she can call that too, by the way. She probably can. Theresa May is her name. But I will say this, right? Could you imagine Margaret Thatcher waffling on anything? I really can't, right? I can't imagine. Could you imagine Margaret Thatcher waffling on the nominee or any of the things that Gingrich and Giuliani? Could you imagine her saying words like that? Absolutely not. No.
Did you like her?
No one. Okay, so let me get this straight. This is why I don't worry about likability factors. I don't think anyone liked her. Hell, I don't even think her husband liked her. But she was voted in 3 times, and she was incredibly forthright. You knew where you stood. I don't know if you remember this. Remember she told George Bush Sr., "Don't go wobbly" on Iraq. She used that phrase. She was like, "We're going to go do this, and we're going to do it," and that's it. That's it. Full speed ahead. So no, I don't think she was. Let me rephrase it. She wasn't likable, which is the same thing with Hillary. Bill's likable. She isn't. But I voted for her 3 times. I did. I voted for her 3 times. I'm very glad I did, by the way. But no, she wasn't likable in that sense. I liked some of her policies, not all of them, but that's how it goes. What did you think of her? I mean, you didn't vote for her, obviously, but what did you think of her?
I'm totally confused.
No, Thatcher. What did you think of Thatcher?
Yeah, I'm totally confused by what you just said.
What do you mean?
Well, you're such an independent.
I am.
And you voted for her.
Well, yeah, but I mean, an independent has to vote for someone, and I voted for her. Yeah, I did. And then I voted for the guy that came after her. And then I did vote for Tony Blair twice, who was Labour, you see, so that's my independence. And then I voted for this go round. We haven't had a chance to vote for Theresa May yet because you took over from the Cameron, who resigned. But yeah, I voted Conservative after that. UK Conservative, not with a capital C, not a small c.
Now, what do you do on July 4th? Do you celebrate July 4th?
Of course, I'm an American. I'm married an American. I I salute the flag and all that. Absolutely. Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I drink my pumpkin. I have my pumpkin pie. Or was that Thanksgiving? When do you have when do you have pumpkin pie?
Well, that's when you ask Santa, what kind of presents you get. So it's the same holiday.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. Anyway, and I'll celebrate Thanksgiving, and I'll celebrate July the 4th. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, my son's an American, so yeah, I support all those things. Absolutely. Now, here's the question. What do you do on July the 4th? Yeah, I imagine you have a cigar or something, or play golf. No, you play golf, I bet.
Yeah, I'm a golfer, not a cigar guy. But yeah, the thing I love most about the British is the way they put law above the tribe. And that was the first, I think, world power that did that, which actually allowed people around the world to have a vehicle to go to court and get a ruling. Was it always perfect? No. But I think it started the concept of fairness.
Yes.
And I wish the world could find true fairness.
Well, here's the thing, right? And I'm just because was born in the UK, I'm not just saying this, right? Where do people vote with their feet? Where do they want to live? Where do the migrants want to go? Where do the people from South America want to go, or Indonesia and those countries? They want to go to the English-speaking world. I mean, it's just a fact. I'm not saying that to sound superior. It's just a fact of life that if you're in Guatemala, you want to make it to the United States. If you're in Calais in France, you're camping out in squalid conditions because you want to try and get to the UK. And if you're in, I forget where they're coming from in Asia, I think it's Vietnam and those other countries, they're trying to get to Australia.
I personally like to have my feet rubbed.
Oh, right. Well, and I've seen you have that happen in Thailand on more than one occasion.
I tried to, but you always got in front of me.
Yeah,
and that was always disturbing.
No, I remember when you had a Thai massage once, though, and you actually cried out. You cried out, not in pleasure, I might add, but in pain.
Oh my God!
Didn't she put a knee in your groin, or she put a knee into your groin or something?
Remember that we were in that room?
Yes, I do remember it.
And we actually got to a place where we were going to get a normal massage.
Yes.
The taxi driver had tried to take us to a weird place.
A bordello, I might add.
And we were just getting a normal one. But normal we didn't know was actually having my leg torn above my head.
I don't know how those little ladies did that, man. They were strong.
Oh, my God. And you're over there laughing at me. I
was laughing, actually.
Yeah. That hurt.
I never seen a man do the splits involuntarily before. Really, it was an interesting sight to see. While you were laying down, that was the other thing. It was really bizarre. I remember that. I do remember that. Funnily enough, yeah.
That was after we went to that restaurant where we got to pick out the animals we were going to eat.
I did feel.
And I have never been to a restaurant.
I did feel bad about that.
I did too.
I felt bad about it.
You know what? I enjoyed the food, but
it was fresh.
I was a little. It was a little uncomfortable.
It was a little bit too fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit uncomfortable. It's like, I want this cow, please. And that one right there, that calf that's been force fed. Yes, I want that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, okay, so we'll just go and slit its throat. We'll be right back. Yeah, I did.
No.
It was. I'm sure people are thinking they're making this up. No, it was. The taxi driver took it. What I liked about it was there were no Westerners there. It was all locals. Do you remember that? It was. So we know we went to an authentic place. It was some back street of Bangkok too. It wasn't like it was on a major thoroughfares. It was a little hole in the wall. They had even had dancing, Thai dancers and everything. But I got to.
Oh,
yes,
beautiful.
That was great.
Girl.
Yeah, but yeah, seriously. And then I did feel uncomfortable about kill the animal for me, please.
Yeah, and then he took us to the other place, which I was surprised how happy you were to get there.
Do you remember what it was called? I actually remember what it was called. Do you remember?
No.
It was called Cubity, like Cupid with ITY on the end. Cubity.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what it was called. Yes, and I love the fact that when we said we had to leave, he drove us right back there again.
I know.
He just drove round the block, literally.
Well, I knew we were in an interesting place when every girl had a number.
Yes.
On her shirt.
No, I remember. I don't know if you remember this. You remember the question that you asked? You actually said, "Why are those girls behind glass and those girls aren't behind glass?"
I do remember that.
And it turned out the less attractive girls were behind glass, which made no sense to me. I don't remember why he said that was the case, but it was like the Barbie doll aisle at Target.
Yeah,
it was. Everything was pink.
I think he said something like, "These are the superstars."
Is that what he said? I don't remember. He was talking to me. I don't remember. I know you asked him. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I know how the hell we got to this from Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. I have no idea, but somehow we managed it.
Yeah, well, let's cut. Hopefully, this will all be spliced out of the interview.
Yeah, or either that, make sure your wife and my wife don't listen to it. That would be.
Well, we were actually very innocent.
We were. I can honestly say we were innocent.
Yeah.
Because we asked him to take us.